Hey guys, today we're going to tackle installing the One Rig Design Ice Scratcher Kit for a ZR137 Catalyst. Here's a picture of what you'll get in the box and a little closer look at those components. Also in the box you'll find this cool sticker that also doubles as a QR code for the install instructions on the back. Here's some tools I use, pretty basic, nothing super complicated. A little Loctite, ratchet, some wrenches, and an Allen. So with that, let's get this thing tipped on its side. And first up, we're going to take our spring assembly. We're going to take this bolt assembly that's got this composite cone on it, insert it into the spring so the threads are sticking through. Then we're going to take our aluminum plate, which receives the spring assembly, and stick the spring finger through the hole. And then this whole assembly is going to go right behind the rearmost idler wheel that the front arm mounts to. Then there's a nylock nut. Spin this on the back side, get it started. And then ideally, if straight down perpendicular to the ground is 6 o'clock, you want this thing roughly at like a 5 o'clock position, maybe even 4 o'clock. So go in, tighten this, loosen it so it gets to a 5 o'clock position. Then, for the rear assembly, these components make up that. You're going to take your J-bolt and you're going to thread a nut onto the thread portion. And then there's a lock washer threaded on as well. Then take that assembly, screw it into the threaded portion of the rear keeper. Now it's in there. I just got it finger tight. Then on the inner side of the skid, there's a universal backer plate that works for several of One Rig Design's kits. So you basically just line this up till you find two holes that match. And then there's two bolts and nuts that secure this to the rail to create a sandwich. And this assembly goes right there. Then you take your universal backer plate, get that lined up with the visible side. And again, two bolts will stick through on this. Put your plate on there. There's nylock nuts that go on the back side, ×2. Get those started with your fingers. Then you can come back with your ratchet and get those snug. I went with moderate tightness. No need to get super crazy, but you don't want it loose either. And they're nylock lock nuts, so no Loctite needed here. Then I've tightened the J-bolt so it's perpendicular to the ground. And now I'm testing the fitment of the spring. And it does indeed go into the keeper. Good pressure down. So now, the scratching tips. So what you're going to do, you're going to thread this nut on first. Have some Loctite with you. I use the red color. Squirt some Loctite on there. Then we're going to thread this nut up over top of the Loctite. And then the 4-way cutting edge is next. We're going to slip that on here. And then we're going to take our nylon lock nut, put on here, as well as some Loctite. And I'm going to thread this nut on there so that there's 1 or 2 threads of the scratcher poking through the nylon part of the nut. And then we're going to tighten these two nuts against each other. Also keeping in mind the position of the scratcher, whichever edge you want pointed down when the springs are engaged, dragging it behind the sled. So it looks something like that. And ensure it's good and tight. Make sure it's a good position. And off camera, I did that to the one we just installed here. So indeed, that still looks good. Sitting in the keeper just fine. Looks like it should be a good unit. So here's another shot the inner side of that same assembly we just mounted for reference. So let's switch to the other side. And for this one, we're just going to repeat the same process. So I'll start with the front scratcher assembly. Get that secured in there good and tight. Position it at roughly, for this side, it'd probably be the 6 or 7 o'clock, or 7 or 8 o'clock position. Got the keeper assembly in there now too. Spring is mounted in the keeper. That's a good position right there. So again, that's 7 or 8 o'clock. Keeper keeps it in place. Everything's tightened. Here's a few views of each side, both inner and outer, just for reference when you're installing. And with that, guys, it's all installed, ready to go hit the snow. So thank you guys for watching, and feel free to tune in for more videos. Until then, have a great day.